G'day there. Just for fun today I'm going to test a couple of detectors out. Just do a stationary test at home, not in the field, just to try out a couple of detectors that I've got to compare their performance. Now it's a bit like chalk and cheese because the detectors I've got are quite different in price, but they're both coin detectors. Now here they are here. One of them's the Whites TreasureMaster. That's it. Very neat little machine. It's the lower of the two versions. There's the TreasureMaster and the TreasureMaster Pro. This is the TreasureMaster. It's the cheaper of the two. Now these retail at about $600. It's a coin machine, but it's also got an all metal mode, so you can use it in the gold fields and it's able to ground balance. Now the other machine is this one. Now this is the reasonably new Equinox 800. Don't mind the funny looking coil cover. That's something that I've designed myself just for the hell of it, so that it's got an open coil with an open coil cover, but I've made it into a solid one so it slides better over things. But there it is there. Show you they're both very lightweight machines. That's what that one looks like with the dial, and the TreasureMaster, sorry, not the TreasureMaster, TreasureMaster looks like that. Now I'm going to just see how they compare. Now the Equinox is about $1,200 or $1,150, so it's nearly twice the price of the TreasureMaster. So that should say it all. But we'll see how they go. Ready for the test. I've got a ruler. I've marked it in inches. It's kind of easier to understand. Well, the numbers are smaller than centimetres or millimetres, so I'll leave it in inches, and maybe I'll get a bit closer to it. There we go. Now I'm testing the Equinox first of all, the Minelab Equinox. Now I've got a variety of things to test. Well, generally they're the Australian coins. The Australian coins, I've got a little button, I've got a piece of iron, and I'm also going to do a couple of gold nuggets. Now the machines, I'm testing them in their coin mode. The Minelab is set in Part 2, which is generally what you use when you look for coins. It's got a variety. It's got probably 3 coin modes. It's got a park, a field and a beach coin mode, and then on top of that it's got an all metal or gold mode. The Whites has also got a few settings. It's got a coin and jewellery mode, and then it's got a beach mode, and it's got an all metal or gold mode as well. So this has got one mode more. Anyway, here we go. I'll start off with the smallest of the Australian coins, which is the 5 cent. But before I do that, I better turn the machine on. There we go. Hope you can hear it. Now, I'm doing this at home. You might get a bit of chatter with the Equinox because of power lines and things. It's a little bit subject to EMI. In fact, I'll do an EMI cancel. Now, I must say, the machine's in its factory default settings, so I'll use both of them that way. You can see it's a little bit chattery, but we'll see. Okay, this is the 5 cent. Now, the other thing I must mention is that they're both set on their various tones. The Equinox is on a 5-tone setting, and the Whites is on a 4-tone setting. That's their kind of equivalent. Okay, the 5-cent drops out after 9 inches. 10-cent. You notice the tone starts to change a little bit, goes to a slightly lower tone the further out you go. Okay, you can say that the 10 cents at 10 inches. 20 cents, next one. Well, dicey at 13, but let's make it 12. 12 inches, 50 cent. About the same as the 20. Yeah, about there. Maybe a tiny bit further. Then you've got $1. Notice they give a high tone. That's what conductive items, and the higher the conductivity, the higher the tone. Won't go as far as the 50. Probably, starts to drop out at 11. Probably 10. Oh, I've got to make sure they don't fall down the holes. That's the $2. There you go, that's also about there. Got a little brass button, tiny little brass button. About 7.5 on that. Okay. Now, another thing I've got is a little piece of steel, and you can see that it nulls on the piece of steel, except it does signal at depth. A bit of EMI coming in there. It nulls. It nulls. This can be set so that even in the coin mode it can accept iron, and I'll show you how it sounds. It's made to accept iron now, and you can hear the low tone, which is the iron. So you can leave the iron accept on even in discriminate mode, in the coin mode, and you can tell it's iron by the low tone. And this tiny little piece of iron, only a tiny little piece here, it's starting to give a high tone. About 6 inches is where the thing drops out in its low tone form. Now, if I write all this down on here, 5 cents is 9 inches, 10 cents is 10 inches, and 20 cents is 12. 50 is about 12.5. $1 is at 10 inches, and $2 at 10 inches. Small brass buttons at 7.5. Small iron will go to 6 inches, but it rejects normally. Just out of curiosity, with the iron mode on, trying to see if you get more depth on the coins. No, not really, about the same. Now, the other things I've got are on the end of this ruler. I've attached it there because I've done some depth tests in the field with this. That's about a 0.4 gold nugget. See it through there. On the other end I've got a 4 gram gold nugget. Now let's see the 0.4. This is in not the gold mode. I'll try it again in the gold mode, but in the coin mode. Oh, a bit windy here today. Not real far, about 2 inches. 2 inches, I'd say. A couple of inches. 2 inches. And the larger nugget. There it is. Oh, stay here. I get that at 6 inches. 6 inches. Whoa, she's starting to get a bit chattery now. Okay, time to turn off and I'll try the other machine. Okay, there's the Whites machine all set up. Now, the coins are in the same place that they were before with the Equinox test. I'll leave them there, but I'll change over as required. Now, first of all, the 5 cent. Now, I must tell you that the sensitivity settings on these are not, neither of them are on full maximum. They're on their factory presets, which is about 3/4 of the full sensitivity. So this one's on 20 and out of 25, and that one's on 6 out of 8. So it's about the same, equivalent. Okay, here goes. Now this is quite a powerful little beast, I must tell you, for its price. Now you can see that the 5 cent on the Equinox was at 9 inches. This, strangely enough, it gives the high pitch conductive metal tone up to about 6 inches, and then it goes to a low tone at 7, yeah, and then it drops out completely. So you can still pick this at 7 inches. So, and notice this is a piece of steel. This just nulls all the time. I'm not sure if you can accept iron on this one. I had a look, but I don't think there's any way of accepting steel on the coin and jewellery mode. Anyway, I'll put that aside for now. Okay, so it's 7 inches for the 5 cent. 10 cent. Okay, drops out after 8 inches, so 8 inches. 20 cent. $0.20, 10 inches. 50. Good at 10.5, drops out at 11. Oh no, 11 inches. Put it there. probably 10.5 to be more accurate. Dollar. Oh, higher conductor, higher pitch. Okay. Good at 9. Still at 10. Yeah, okay, 10. Interesting. That's the same as the Equinox. And the $2. Good high pitch. Further away you go. No, that one drops out at 9. 9 inches. Small brass button. Five inches, but not 6. 5 inches. And small iron, well, that just rejects it. The Equinox tended to begin picking it with a signal, an audio, at about 6 inches. It rejected it prior to that until I put it into the all iron accept mode. Now, we'll try the little one first. Okay, not real flash, about an inch on that one. And the larger one, 4 grammer, drops out at 6, good at 5. 5 inches. Great. Okay, I'm now going to try both of the machines in their all metal or gold mode. Now, in a mineralized gold field, you have to conduct ground balancing and so on, but I'm not going to bother with that because we're not in a gold field. We're just doing air tests on this. I'll do it on the coins and just see what the difference is. Now, I'm doing the TreasureMaster first, because the Whites TreasureMaster, because I've got it all set up. Starting with the 5 cent. Seven and a half inches, I get that. I'll put this down here. 7.5. The 10 cent. Okay, 10 inches. The 20 cent. Consistently 11.5. It starts to drop out at 12. The 50. $13 consistently. The dollar. $11. The $2. Okay, 10. The small brass button. Yeah, 5.5 consistently. The iron, About the same as the brass button, 5.5. And the nuggets, first of all, 0.4 grammer. About the same as it was in the coin mode, about an inch. Maybe, no, an inch. 1 inch. And the 4 grammer. Six. No, misses out at 7, so 6 inches. Okay, we'll try the Equinox. Same thing. Okay, we're doing the same thing as we did with the TreasureMaster with the Equinox. This is in the all metal mode or the gold mode. The gold mode's actually got 2 modes, 1 and 2. One, I'm not quite sure, but I think one might be the more sensitive. It's designed for lower mineralised ground. The 2 gold mode is designed for higher mineralised ground. So it's in the gold mode 1 at the moment. Okay, 5 cent. Well, you're getting a weak signal at 11 and 12, but a good positive signal probably at the 10-inch mark. $0.10, that was the 5 cent by the way, 10 cent. My goodness, quite impressive. You can hear it. Well, I thought you could hear it 13 inches, but no, it does. You can hear it 12, fades away after 11, so we'll say 11 for a reasonable signal. The 20. We're 12.5. You'll notice that there's a threshold on the Equinox gold mode. The default for the Equinox coin modes is silent threshold, no threshold. Anyway, 50. Oh, about the same as the 20. Yeah, 12.5. No deeper than the 50 in the coin mode. Dollar. Yeah, about good signal at 10. Good signal at 10. And the $2. A bit less than $1, it'd be 9.5. Which is actually half an inch less than in coin mode. Interesting. Little brass button. Oh, 7. Can't put it there, there's a hole there, so it's 7. Which is Oh, that's interesting. It's ½ inch less than... Oh yes, I suppose 7.5, you can still hear it. 8, it fades away. Yeah, we'll put it at 7.5. The small bit of iron. Oh, it's rejecting it. Actually, I've done that wrong. Oh, that's in... I've set it in gold mode, but it's in iron reject in gold mode. So I'll have to get the... whereas the whites wasn't. I'll have to put that into accept. Oh, it's a bit chattery now. It's picking up a bit of EMI here. And you can see it's picking up the steel. And it gets at about the same depth as that button. 7, 7.5. One thing I noticed with this, if you put it in the iron accept, it increases the sensitivity all over. For instance, this small brass button, I now get it at 8, and something like the 50 cent, and it goes out to 14. Oh, she's getting very chattery though. Oh dear. Too much EMI. I'll try to do it. Oh. I've done an EMI cancel there. It's a little bit quieter. Now the gold, 0.4, 2.5 inches, 2.5, 3 inches there. The coil's a bit sloped. If I straighten it a bit, oh, she's starting to pick up the EMI again. No, I'd give that 2 inches. Small iron, what did I say it was? At 7, wasn't it? Yep, 7 inches. 7, same as the button. The bigger nugget. Quite clear at 6. No, 6. Yeah, that's 6. 6 inches. Well, I think that'll do. The EMI is starting to get to that machine a little bit. You'll notice that the whites wasn't affected by EMI. Okay. That sort of concludes a fairly basic test in the 2 modes, in the coin mode and in the gold mode, all metal mode. Generally speaking, the difference in depth, the TreasureMaster generally is, in most of them, 1 inch to 2 inches less in depth. Okay, but it's half the price of the machine. It seems to perform very well. It's not so subject to EMI, and whilst this is not in the actual ground, I could do one in ground at some stage, but at the moment this is a fairly basic test, and those are the results. I better go turn that thing off before it blows up.